Hello there. Welcome back to Mathematical Literacy Grade 10. In this video, we want to look at the question paper of November 2019. And then we are going to look at question 1.2 of that session paper. So this is the information that we have. And the information that is Kim received an increase in his salary of 3.5% in April 2019. He wants to save his monthly increment and is planning to use it to build a concrete floor for his bed ink. So this is the information that we are given. We're given some pictures that we are given there in terms of concrete, a wheelbarrow, and also if you go down, you'll see that we are also given um, a bucket, and we are also given cement. Then I believe that we've got information which reads he needs a concrete mixture of 0.27 cubic meters of cement, sand, and gravel to make a concrete floor for his bed ink. He has a bucket with a capacity of 8 liters and a wheelbarrow with a capacity of 50 liters. So assume that 1 cubic meter is equal to 1,000 liters. So this is the expression that we have in terms of 1 cubic meter equal to 1,000 liters. Very important to take note. And then on the first part of the question, it reads, calculate how much liters of concrete mixture will Kim need to build a floor for his ink. So we are told that we are told here, if you go here, you will see that they mentioned that 0.27 cubic meters is needed. Kim needs a concrete mix of 0.27 cubic meter. So that's where we have got the heat that we have there. But then we are also told in the beneath that, we are told that we should make an assumption that 1 cubic meter is equal to 1,000 liters. So basically, this is a simple proportion that we are just going to make, whereby you are just going to express it as saying 1 cubic meter. 1 cubic meter is equal to your 1,000 liters. And then obviously, we want to see the value of 0.27 now. 0.27 cubic meter, which is the figure that we want to go to look at. So we can just make a proportion whereby we are saying what we don't have is 0.27, we make it a numerator. What we have is 1 cubic meter, we make it a denominator, then you multiply by 1,000 liters. Then you can simply get your answer there. So basically, this is how we are going to go about it. So if you come here, we are just going to say this is our 1.2.1, and we are going to calculate it as saying our 0.27, which is what we don't have, and one cubic meter is what we have. And you multiply by the given figure that we have is 1,000 liters. So having that now, we can simplify it further. It becomes 0.27 times 1,000 liters. Remember, if you say one into 0.27, you are going to get a 1. So uh, sorry, if you say 1 into 0.27, you're going to get 0.27. So it remains 0.27 here. And you multiply the 1,000 liters. And then if you multiply there, you are supposed to get your 270 liters. So your answer is 270 liters. So this is what we have according to the first part of the question, which is 1.2.1. Then we can as well go to look at the second part of the question, where now we are going to look at 1.2.2. So we are saying 1.2.2, and we can go back to the question and try to see what does it say. It says the ratio of cement to sand to gravel is 1:3:5. So basically, we are saying cement, sand to gravel. And how many, next sentence, how many liters of each cement, sand, and gravel is needed? Assume that the volume of the concrete is more or less the same as the sum of the volumes of all ingredients, cement, sand, and gravel. So basically, we are given this ratio, but what you have to take note is that we have already calculated the liters that are needed, and obviously we are just going to make this ratio, and we make the ratio according to the answer that we got in 1.2.1. So basically, if you come there, we are saying our ratio is 1:3 to 1 to 3 to 5, whereby we are giving the ratio as we are having our first, we have got our, let's just maybe try to refer back there. We have got our cement, then we have got our sand, and then gravel. So we are saying cement sand and gravel. So first thing is you have to find the total. That is say 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3. So let's say 1 plus 3, and then you get 5, and then if you say 1 plus 3, you're going to get your 4, and then you get your 5, you're going to get your 9. So it means this is going to be your numerator on the calculation throughout. So it's going to be your denominator on the calculation throughout. You say 1 plus 3, you're going to get your 4, plus 5, you're going to get your 9. So basically on the calculation of cement, we are going to say cement, and then we are saying this is going to be our denominator, remember? And we have got 1 as the proportion of our cement, so we're going to say 1 over 9. And then we multiply by the figure that we got there on 1.2.1, which is 270 liters here. So basically here we are multiplying by 270 over 1. So if you calculate it as such now, you see that the answer that you are going to get there, you are basically going to say 9 into your 270, and you are going to get your 30 liters. So you've got 30 liters as your answer. Then if you try to calculate for, we are now going to send, remember, send now, send, we are now saying, on send we have got 3 as our representation, so we are saying 3 over 9, our denominator is not changing, and then we multiply by 270 over 1. And then we try to calculate it as such. You are going to see that the answer that you are going to get, if you want to simplify it further, obviously you are going to say 3 to 3, you are going to get your 1, and then 3 into 9, you get your 3. Then we say 3 into 270, whereby you are saying 3 to 3, 1, 3 into 27, you are going to get your 9, and here you get your 0. So obviously, the answer that we are going to get there, it becomes your 90 liters. So this is what we have in terms of calculation of cent. And then we go to gravel. Let's try to see what the calculation of gravel now. So on gravel, remember the representation of gravel in the ratio. The representation of gravel in the ratio is what? Is 5. So you're going to say 5 over 9. And then we are going to multiply with the 270. So you're saying multiply by 270 over 1. I multiply the such by saying 5 into 9, you get your 1, 5 into 20, sorry, 9 into 9, 1, and then 9 into 27, you're going to get your 30. And obviously, your 30, you're going to multiply it by 5, 30 times 5, you're going to get your 150 liters. So this is what we have. So this is the proportions that we have, and we calculated them in relation to the proportion in terms of our liters. So this is what we have. We can now move on to the next question, whereby we are now going to the question of 1.2.3. So on 1.2.3, let's try to see what we have in the question. 1.2.3 reads, Kim has asked Tatu to do his work for him, and he has agreed to do it on a Saturday. Calculate the amount of money Kim will have to pay Tatu. We have to pay Tatu if the rate is 45 rands 75 cents per hour, and in brackets is in part thereof, and we will finish the job in 5.4 hours. And in brackets, note the rate is double on weekends. So obviously the rate is going to be your double of 45 rand 75 cents. So you're going to multiply by 2. So but remember, we have got an expression that we have in brackets there that is saying in part thereof. What does it mean? It means here on our hours, we put our 5 hours, and we have got our 0.4 hours, 0.4 hour representing the last part there of after the comma. So basically what we are saying here, we are saying when we are saying thereof, we are saying this fraction is going to translate to 1 hour. We are not going to represent it as a fraction. Any fraction that will be there will be will represent it as a whole. So basically this is what we have. So basically we are saying we are going to have our 5 hours plus our 1 hour representing our 0.4. So the figure for number of hours is going to be 6 hours. So this is exactly what it means. So basically what we are going to do is we are going to say, remember we are saying this is weekend, this is on a Saturday, which is a weekend. So the rate is double. So we're going to say 2 times 45 rands 75 cents, and then we multiply by 6 hours. So this is exactly how we are going to calculate it. So if you go there on the other section, now we are just going to summarize that by saying uh, we are having our rands per hour, which is our amount per hour is 45 rands 75 cents, and then we are saying it's double, so we multiply by 2, and then the rate is what the number of hours we said 5 plus 1, so we are multiplying by 5 plus 1 brackets. So basically, if you simplify it further, it becomes your 45.75 multiplied by 2, multiplied by 5 plus 1 becomes 6 multiplied by 6. And then the answer that we are going to get there becomes your 549. So here you have got your 549. So you can just try to verify if you have got a calculation is correct there by saying 45.75, and then we multiply it by 2, and then we multiply it by 6. And obviously, you're going to get your 549 rand. So this is what we have in terms of 1.2.3. Then we move to the last part, which is 1.2.4. So let's try to see what we have in terms of 1.2.4. So if you go back to the question, you'd see that we have got the last part being our 1.2.4. So let's just try to see. So 1.2.4 is total cost for building material is 1,524 rands for 99 cents, excluding labor. Kim saves his increment for 6 months. Verify with the necessary calculations whether Kim will have enough money to start the project early in October 2019. So we are being told that Kim saves his increment for 6 months. So if you go at the beginning of the question, let's try to see the total savings that we have. So basically, we are going to calculate the total savings, and then obviously, we are also going to calculate the total cost, and then we compare the two. So we see if the total savings will be enough to cover for the cost. So let's just try to calculate the total savings that we have there first. So firstly, we have to calculate the figure for the total cost. So to calculate the total cost, remember we are told that here total cost for building material is 1,524.99 cents, excluding labor. So this is what we have excluding labor. Then the labor part is on 1.2.3 is the one that we calculated 1.2.3, whereby we are told to calculate the amount of money Kim we have to pay. So so we are going to add the two, 1,524 rands 99 cents. We add the one that we go to 1.2.3, and then we get the total cost. So if you come here, we are now saying total costs. Total costs. We are saying our 1,000 that we are given in the question 1,500. Let's just try to verify that figure, which is 1,524. 1,524 rands and 99. And then we add our 549, the one that we got previously. Then we are going to get the total cost. So add the two, we are supposed to get your 2,073.99. So this is the amount of the total cost. And then we are going to also calculate the total savings. The total savings. So we compare if the total savings are greater than total cost, then we see that there's enough money. So on the total savings part, we are going back to the question and try to see what is it saying about savings at the beginning of the question. So if you come here, you see that at the beginning of the question, we've got a statement that we are given there, which reads, Kim received an increase in his salary of 3.5% in April 2019. He wants to save his monthly increment and is planning to use it to build a concrete floor for his bed egg. So this 3.5 increment is being saved, the whole of it. So it means we're going to calculate the 3.5% per month and calculate the number of months. But we are told that this increment is from April. So we have got April, and then we see that this we go back to the question again to see for how many months is are we going to have this increment, and we go to question 5. So in question 5 there you would see that we are also given, we are trying to see, so we can see that the period we've got 6 months being mentioned in the question, and we are seeing that the increment is 3.5%. So what we now need to find out is now the amount of income that we are going to calculate the 3.5, and then we multiply by 6 months there. So if you go to the previous question, so if you go to the previous question, that is 1.1 on the beginning of question 1. That's where we are going to have the salary amount that we are going to use to calculate by using that 3.5%. So this is the question that we had, which was not part of this video, but we can refer it back since we require a figure that is in that question. So the salary figure that we have is 11,560. So this is the figure that we are going to use to calculate the increment. So 11,560. So we can go there now and try to calculate it. Remember, the increment is 3.5%, and then it's for 6 months. And then we can just go there and calculate it as such. So we are now saying 3.5%. We are basically saying 3.5 over 100. And then we multiply by the total salary, which is 11,560 over 1. And you multiply by the number of months. We are told that is 6 months, 6 over 1. Then we can just calculate it as such. So if you calculate it as it is, you'd see that the amount that you are going to get there is going to be 2,427 60 cents. So this is the amount that you are going to have. So we are obviously going now to compare. If our savings are greater than total cost, then you can see that there's not enough money. If your dollar savings becomes less than our total cost, it becomes there is no enough money. So here we are seeing that we have 2,427 rands 60 cents, which is greater than 2,073,099 cents. So basically, the conclusion that we can draw there is that Kim will have enough money for the project since we are having a greater savings than cost. So we can say therefore Kim we will have enough money for the project. So this is what we have, guys, according to this video. Those of you who subscribe, please subscribe and share. We're still coming with more videos. As for this video, I'm signing out. To meet again in the next video.